Dear students, in this class, we are going to study about combinations, which is a very, very important aspect of merger and acquisition. If any company is going for a merger, acquisition, or takeover, in that case, the combination will play a very, very important role. So we'll see what combination is and what are the things involved as per the combination. So what is a combination? As per Section 5 of the Competition Act 2000 defines a combination, the following transaction exceeding the threehold are combinations. Threehold, like there are few transactions they have told, like acquisition of control, shares, voting rights, or assets. Acquisition of control by a person over an enterprise, where such um, person has a control over another enterprise engaged in competing business, mergers and amalgamations. Combinations provision came into effect from 1st of June 2011. So these are the things included about the control, shares, voting rights of assets. A persons who has bought a company by having a controlling power in another company. So as per Section 5 of Competition Act 2000, it has defined these all transactions. If it is exceeding the threehold and combinations, there a combination will be applicable, which is came into effect on 1st of June 2011. Now the implications of it: combining parties have to notify the Competition Commission of India. The combining party, by way of merger, acquisition, amalgamation, or takeover, they need to notify it, right? They need to notify to Competition Commission of India. It is their duty that they have to notify it within the stipulated period of time. So the time has not been prescribed. Generally, the stipulated period of time is the reasonable period of time. Within the reasonable period of time, the parties who are going for the combining parties, or who are going for either merger, amalgamation, they have to notify it, seek approval before it can take effect. They even need to take an approval from the body, or they need to take an approval even from the government. Indian regime is suspensory, filling in the mandatory, and pre-approval is necessary. In India, the pre-approval is very, very necessary. Before getting a pre-approval, or if you file for mandatory and pre-approval, and if you don't get approval, then you can't proceed further. So pre-approval is must in Indian case. A combination which is disapproved is void. If the combination is disapproved by the government, in that case, such kind of combination will not have any value in the eyes of law, because it becomes void, and no authority under any other law can take a cognizance of the combinations. If the Competition Commission of India has made it clear that these kind of combinations are void, then the other authorities, like if you ask for companies registrar, or if you ask for the other departments, they can't give you the approval, because already the highest authority, which is Competition Commission of India, they have disapproved, and then the combination will not be there in between the parties. Then the important concept in the combination is group. If an enterprise is in a position to exercise its least 50% of voting rights, appoints at least 50% of the directors, control the management or affairs of other company, they belong to a group, then we call there is a combination. It has become a group. There should be at least 50% of voting rights, 50% of the directors in your in the other company, then control the management or affairs of the other company. They belong to a group. Then control, in the sense what exactly it is, controlling the affairs or management, right? The controlling the management and affairs, not about controlling any of the things, like controlling the transactions or controlling some aspects. No, controlling the management or affairs of the business transactions. If you are doing it, then we can call there has been a combination between both the companies. Now, thresholds has been classified in India as aggregate for the parties to a combination. In India, it is 1,500 crores, right? The value of the asset, and the turnover is 4,500 crores, right? Then in worldwide, it is $750 million US dollars, and turnover is $2,250 million, right? This is the threshold limit for the parties to go for the agreement under a combination kind of things. Then the threshold for a group. So this was for a threshold for a combination, and now for a group, when the group want to go for a combination, right? Aggregate for the parties to combine belonging to a group, when more than 2 person, in some cases they are grouped together, wants to go for a combination. In that case, in India, 6,000 crores value of the asset, and turnover is 18,000 crores, while worldwide it is like 3 billion US dollars, while turnover is 9 billion, including at least 2,250 crores. So this is about the threshold for the group. It is not about the individual kind of things. Then the value of asset. What should be the value of asset? The asset include value of intangible. Not only tangible assets are included, but also intangible assets are also included while calculating the value of asset in the combination. Calculation: book value as per audited accounts for the immediate preceding the financial year, right? Immediate preceding the financial year means the last financial year, whatever values are there in the audited accounts, same values of the books, minus depreciation, reduction in the value of assets, that has to be removed, plus value of intangible assets. So the value of the different intangible assets should be added in that. Then similarly, value of the assets of the entity to be considered, even if only certain assets division of the entity is being acquired, right? Even if the value of the assets of the other company assets division of the entity, those assets are also being considered if you have acquired any of the other assets. Then value of the turnover. What turnover is? Turnover includes value of sale of goods or services, right? If you are selling the goods, it is also a turnover. If you are rendering a service, that is also a turnover. Calculations: indirect taxes to be excluded, not attached to the form 2. You should not include the indirect taxes. It should be excluded from your turnover. Turnover to be calculated on the basis of audited accounts for the immediately preceding in the financial year. So whatever things turnover are mentioned in the audited statements, same turnover has to be taken while calculation of the combinations. Then forms. There are 3 important forms which you can fill and get a permission for combination. First, form number 1 to be filled ordinarily, right? This is a form need to be filled ordinarily, right? It contains basic information. It contains some other information. You have to fill it and you have to submit. Form 2 to be filed preferably when horizontal ownership or overlap with the combined market share of more than 15% in the relevant market, right? When there is a horizontal overlap has been done, or if there is a vertical overlap with individual or combined market share of parties being more than 25% in the relevant market. In those cases, if there is a horizontal or vertical kind of mergers been taken out, then they are preferably select for the second form. Third form to be filled for acquisition of public financial institutions, foreign institutional investors, bank or venture capital funds. Now, if the acquisition of the public financial institutions have been done, right? Public financial institutions or foreign institutional investors, if they are investing in your company, if they are acquiring your company, if they are merging in your company, or banks or venture capital funds has been taken in huge amount of amount, in those cases, the form number 3 has to be filled. Then Contract note issued by the stockbrokers confirming the trade cannot be construed to be an investment agreement for the purpose of Section 6 of Competition Act 2002. So if any stock broker has confirmed the trade, those things cannot be confirmed. And those things cannot be taken as an investment agreement, right? Those things are not taken. The words of the stockbroker here. Then who to file, right? What? The file first is acquisition, acquirer to notify, right? In case of acquisition, the acquirer has to notify it. One who is acquiring, he has to notify it. In case of merger and amalgamation, right? As acquisition is different and merger and amalgamation are different. In that case, parties to the combination to jointly file. Both the parties who are going for merger and amalgamation, they need to file it jointly. But in an acquisition, it has to be filed by the acquirer. He has to notify it. He has to tell to the parties. Then time period of filing it, the appropriate form to be filed within 30 days, right? The approval of the proposal relating to the merger or amalgamation by the board of directors of the enterprise concerned should file it within 30 days. And the execution of an agreement or any other binding document, right, that purporting to convey the intention for acquisition or acquiring of shares, voting rights, and control has to be done. Right, execution of an agreement has to be will become binding, and it has to be filed within 30 days. Right, the time period for filing is 30 days. Now, fees. What is the amount of fees they will charge for filing it for combination of both the companies? For Form 1, if you are filing it, it is 10 lakh rupees. For Form 2, it is 40 lakh. For Form 3, it is exempted. Generally, for Form 3, there is no fees required. In some cases, there is some nominal fees, and very less amount of fees are charged for Form number 3 of combinations. Then consequence of failure to file a notice. Suppose if you don't file, and then penalty up to 1% of the turnover of or assets, whichever is higher, can be imposed on the parties, right? Then the person who don't file a notice, in that case 1% of penalty they have to pay it. Then commission may suo moto investigate into the combination and direct parties to file a notice in the Form 2 with the requisite fees. Okay, the commission of India, right? Competition Commission of India will study suo moto in the sense, and they will study that in detail, investigate it, and then finally they will direct the parties, right? If it is acquisition, they will direct the acquirer. If it is amalgamation or a merger, they will direct both the parties to file the notice in the Form number 2 with the requisite fees, amount of fees with the penalty. Then prior consultation. Before filing the notice, there has to be a prior consultation. The enterprise may request for an informal verbal consultation seeking clarification about the filing of notice, right? The persons who are going to file, the acquirer or the merging company and the merger company, they have to take a clarification in verbal manner, right? They have to consult to the members of Competition Commission. Then with their consultation, only the consultation or only the filing of the notice has to be done. Consultation shall be kept confidential. So whatever consultation is done, the committee, right, the Competition Commission committee should keep those all things confidential. It should not be disclosed to some outsiders. For some members or outsiders, should be completely kept hidden. Opinions or views expressed during the consultation will not be binding on the commission. Okay, if the opinions, if the uh, commission is giving, or if the commission is telling you, expressing their consultation, in that case that will not be a binding on the commission, because those all things, whatever they are doing, it is in form of informal verbal communication they are having. And during informal verbal communication, whatever commission is telling them, whether it is opinion, views, their consultation, maybe they will might be charging you some fees, but these things will not be binding on the commission. If it is there in the written with the signature, with the mandatory person has done some signature, in those cases it becomes a binding. But here such all things will not come into a picture. Then time taken for the decision. Within 30 days of receiving the defect free notice, the commission shall take a decision whether to investigate further. Right, there is a timeout for furnishing additional information asked by the commission. If the commission decides to investigate further, it will try to pass an order within 180 days, although the law provides for 210 days. Okay, now you filed a notice with uh, the commission, right? Completion of commission, then that commission will take within 30 days of receiving the defect free notice. If the notice is not defective, it will take you 30 days, right? The commission shall take a decision whether to investigate further, right? Within 30 days, they have to tell that whether they are going to agree with the combination, whether your combination will be agreed or it is not agreed. Or if they want further investigation, there is a timeout for furnishing additional information asked by the commission. If the commission decides to investigate further, like if they want to have additional information, they need to study about more about your company, in that case they will pass an order within 180 days, although the law provides about 210 days, but within 180 days again the further decision will be taken. So the time lag will go on increasing from 30 to 180 days. Then what are the adverse effect or factors? The actual and potential competition through imports will start increasing, right? And imports and trade agreements, they will study, right? In detail, they will study about import and trade agreements. That is the first factor which they will consider as a constraint. Entry barriers like sunk cost, technological lead, etc. That all entry barriers they need to study in detail. Then concentration level like CR or HHI, what you call for the concentration, different kind of things are involved. So those things also the commission is going to check in detail. Countervailing power, dominant buyer, who are your dominant buyers, what are your countervailing power, that is also being seen and studied by the commission. Then livelihood of increase in price of profit margin. So how your profit margin has been increased from time to time, right? From one year to other year, what is the profit margin, how it is increased, that also they are going to have a glance on it. Effective competition after combination, right? So what is the competition after combination, right? How it is having an impact on others, alternatives or competition, how it is having after combination of both the companies, that also in adverse effect they need to study. Then substitutes, actual or potential substitute also, the commission is going to look after it and they are going to study about it. Then factors, again they need to consider, the important factor is market share. They need to study about the market share of both the companies, the merger company, the merging company, if it is acquisition, acquirer companies market share. Removal of Maywork risk competitors. So the May risk competitors are those who will have adverse title, or who will have some bad alternatives. So they need to remove such kind of competitors from the market, right? So they need to study first of all, and then they need to remove such all kind of competitors. Then extent of vertical integration. If there is a vertical integration, vertical kind of combination integration, then what is the extent of the vertical integration, that will be studied, like between distributors, suppliers, subsidiaries. Like, is it going starting from the raw material till the last end, or is it to some end? That will also be a factor they are going to consider. Failing business. So why the business has been failed? Generally, they go for the merger or amalgamation or a takeover, because generally a business is not working well. In that case, they are either going for merger or amalgamation. So they will even study the reason or cause of failing of a business. Nature and extent of innovation. And technology-based industries, they will study on this. So what is the innovation, what is the incubation kind of things they are doing in that, what is the extent of technology they are using, innovation they are being used. So that also they need to consider it. Then contribution to economic development, this kind of merger, how it is going to contribute towards economic development. Is it going to give the jobs to the people? Is it going to eradicate the poverty? Is it going to eradicate the unemployment? So what kind of economic development will be there if this kind of combination happens? That factor also needs to be considered by the commission. Finally, whether benefits overweight the adverse impact, whether if there are more benefits for the combination, right? If suppose the benefits are less, like if the combination happens, there will be a monopoly about a particular product. In such case, combination is not good. But if the combination happens, then the Indian company will sustain in the market. In that case, there will be a benefit and overweight than that of the adverse impact. Compared to the adverse impact, there are more benefits. So that also they need to check, which is a very, very important factor for the commission. They need to verify, they need to check those all.